The 1980s was the start of the creation of music videos as we know them today. They were first used to promote artists overseas for their tours and bring popularity to the band or singer. Channels like MTV were created and addressed the desires of young people growing up in a world in which all traditions are blurred and all institutions questioned. Since then, the popularity of the music video has exploded, accredited to many different elements, and created new artists that are renowned for their artistic vision and talent within the industry. The rise of social media and Web 2.0 allows for an interactive internet, meaning artists don't have to be constricted to purely advertisement purposes. Platforms like Instagram have allowed the artists to promote themselves for free, meaning more artistic freedom can be given through expensive forms like music videos. The ever-increasing budget and freedom of music videos means artists can become more independent from their label and advocate their own morals and views on trending topics. The newfound independence allows for political conversations to be had by celebrities on a bigger scale. Politics have always been fundamental to the music industry, as certain artists have work that has social, cultural, or political significance that sets it apart. However, it would be typically kept to the lyrics, with performance videos being favoured as the visual form. Artists like Bob Dylan and John Lennon were known for their use of music to portray their political and social morals. Dylan distinctly with his 1976 release of Hurricane, which amplified the false trial and conviction of boxer Reuben Carter as a result of racism and profiling, and John Lennon known for his anti-war songs like Imagine and Give Peace a Chance during the 60s and 70s, influenced by the repercussion of the Vietnam War. The 80s were defined by the influx of anti-war protest songs, with the fear of nuclear warfare on the rise due to the violence in the Middle East and the late fates of the Cold War. With Kate Bush releasing Army Dreamers in 1980 about a grieving mother after her son was killed in military manoeuvres, the Smiths with Panic in 1985 about the Chernobyl nuclear reactor explosion, and Ozzy Osbourne's Thank God for the Bomb in 1986. However, topics started to swing towards social injustices towards the late 1980s and into the 90s. Largely in consequence to Reagan's presidency and his war on drugs, as a reaction to the counterculture of the 1960s and 70s. The war on drugs pitted white conservatives against people of colour, creating a construct that led to mass incarceration of specifically African Americans. As a result, the subject of many protest songs switched to the racial and social injustices that affected America and its population, which is still a central focus within songs and videos of the 2000s to now. Music videos in the last 20 years have advocated for similar goals, being focused on racism, sexism, and more recently gun control, with a growing number of school shootings. Janelle Monáe released Pink in 2018, which liberates femininity within our misogynistic society. Tom Morello in 2014 with Marching on Ferguson in response to the increasing incidence of racially motivated police brutality, and Foster People with Pumped Up Kicks in 2010 articulating the fatal nature of gun laws in America. The inauguration of Donald Trump in 2016 sent shockwaves through America and subsequently the music industry, sparking new involvement in politics after the national unrest during the campaign run and the election, with many artists feeling the need to speak up, educate, or echo their audience's concerns with the current climate. More recent music videos tend to demonstrate the meaning of the song through the visuals to create an artistically challenging piece for their audience, compared to older protest songs that usually pair the lyrics with a performance video. The drastic increase of music videos is also accredited to the rise of new political movements and a want for social change in America, including Me Too, Black Lives Matter, Love Wins, and March for Our Lives within the last 10 years. This Is America was released in 2018 by Childish Gambino in the wake of Trump's presidency and highlights the racial and social injustices that are extremely prevalent in America. Childish Gambino has always been applauded for his creativity in communicating with his audience through the manipulation of emotions, which is exhibited within this music video. Gambino utilises intense juxtaposition and the Kuleshov effect throughout the video. He also creates a dynamic piece by using these elements in the same frame. This eradicates the problem of a jumpy edit and allows the camera to glide through the action seamlessly. This Is America starts with strong imagery of Gambino imitating the character Jim Crow, a racist depiction of African Americans. Jim Crow is also the name inspiration for the laws which enforce racial segregation within southern United States. Gambino is also seen in grey trousers which are reminiscent of the Confederates' uniform, enforcing the problem with racism in Southern America. Gambino has the choir that he brutally shoots replicate the Charleston church shooting in 2015, where 9 African Americans were shot by a white supremacist. The use of real events encourages the audience to question their education on topics explored within the video and heighten emotions. The brutality is completely contradicted when Gambino is unarmed. This is the only time you hear screaming and makes the ensemble leave out of fear. Having this scene replicate the countless numbers of police shootings to unarmed African Americans solidifies the importance of music videos that raise awareness, as it allows younger audiences to be exposed to these issues from a young age in a visually engaging way. Gambino continues to use juxtaposition throughout the rest of the video, especially with the treatment of guns. After Gambino shoots the man at the beginning, the gun is handled carefully and wrapped in red fabric. This contrasts the treatment of the man that was killed, as he is dragged away quickly and roughly. The use of children dancing amongst the chaos is said to be a distraction from the violence and killing, however it can also be seen as a contrast. If the music video only included brutality, we would have nothing to compare it with, thus losing the shock value as our society has become desensitised to these images. To put it simply, the dancing makes us notice the violence. Gambino carries this juxtaposition into the music by having gospel music transition abruptly into heavy southern trap.
Black man, this is America.
He also uses declarative clauses throughout the lyrics, which account for 70.58% of the song. This type of clause places Gambino in the position of giving information, making the viewer passive. The irrationality of the song and video enhances and shows the emotional state of America through juxtaposition. It communicates with us, challenging our beliefs and allowing us to come to our own conclusions, making the conclusion even more powerful than before. Andrew Goodwin created his 6 conventions in the music video by analysing the musicology of the image and understanding the visual configuration and how it's inspired by musical parameters. 3 conventions can be applied to This Is America, being thoughts through beats, narrative and performance, and relation of visuals to song. Thoughts through beats analyses how we see sound through tempo, structure and pace, and how it's reflected in the movement of the camera, the montage and the lighting effects. Gambino's video uses fewer cuts and more drawn out shots that follow the action. This pattern replicates the melody of the song and enhances the visuals as the audience follow the narrative more naturally. This Is America uses a performance narrative hybrid where Gambino acts as both the narrator and participant, which engages the audience and allows them to become a passive and active audience member at the same time, subsequently confusing and heightening their emotions. Finally, the last convention the video adheres to is the relation of visuals to song. Goodwin explained how the videos follow 3 trends. This Is America amplifies the relation, therefore exaggerating the meaning through the visuals. In conclusion, the music industry has become more explicitly political in not only the lyrics but specifically within the music videos. These new and innovative visual forms keep pushing the boundaries of what music videos are addressing and how artists are seen within our society, contributing to the rise of political and social activism within the music industry.